Hi everyone, welcome to the Pit Stop. I'm your host Raja, and today I am joined fresh from RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars Season 3, the Scottish scandal herself, Morgan McMichaels!
Hi.
Hello, hello, hello.
Looking classy.
Honey, I am so glad to have you here because you put the tea in crumpets and tea spilling.
I love it. I have to do it.
Do you eat crumpets in Scotland?
I do not.
Oh,
I do not.
what is a crumpet?
Who the knows? And who the cares?
First tea on the tea menu is Mayhem. Mayhem went last week.
I was heartbroken to see Mayhem go last week because that was my bestie. I thought she did a great job.
And also Monet, this was her second week in the bottom, and she's skating through. She's right there. She's doing it. How do you feel about that?
Well, I'm surprised because I've followed Monet for years, and I've been a huge fan of her for years. I'm not sure if the competition's getting to her. You don't have time on Drag Race. It's now or never.
Yeah, and that's really where the challenge comes in. Now, on the whole other side of this, Eureka last week won the challenge, and she seems to be doing really well. The judges are responding to her, and we saw her with a very rough and rocky start.
You come back in, you know that you're not gonna know anything.
Right.
RuPaul throws us curveballs every episode on every season. It gets harder and harder. And there are so many amazing personalities and big personalities. So, you know, Eureka is fighting to be the cream of the crop.
Okay, let's go right into the mini challenge. This one was really fun. And I know that you've done some mini challenges in your life.
Yes.
Well, this one was called Sitting on a Secret.
Which was my Kitty Girl song from All Stars.
Oh! Do you think that I sound like a weirdo if I said that I was mildly turned on by the cake?
No, because I know you like eating cakes.
And I know that you've sat on a few traffic cones, so that meant nothing to you.
Nothing. I was like, I could have guessed that in my sleep.
So the mini challenge is meant for a lot of fun, and Asia wins. Congratulations to Asia for winning. Let's go right into the maxi challenge. And it was all based around the idea of doing workshops for DragCon. So now we're in the workroom, and Ru's making her rounds, talking to the girls and explaining how the challenge is going to work. I felt personally that she was giving a cheat sheet and giving the girls all the tea that they needed.
It's important to listen to Ru because these challenges are designed around the things that she's done in her career. She's already made the mistakes. So she's coming into the workroom to tell you, this is what the judges are looking for, figure it out.
There was also a moment when Monique was expressing how she didn't bring a lot of things with her, which I found a little bit shocking.
It's not what you have done outside of Drag Race or what you bring into Drag Race, material-wise. It's what you do with it when you get there.
And material-wise, because she really brought mostly material.
Right, and look at Chi Chi DeVayne. Chi Chi may not have had a lot of money or resources to beg, borrow, and steal. So she made everything, and she turned it. Monique's passion has a lot to do with her drive. She made that dress in half an hour.
Yeah.
And that's passion for the crown.
Yeah.
That is a bitch that wants to win.
Yeah. Everyone knows that you're coming fresh off of the competition itself. Maybe you can provide a little bit of insight. How well would you have done with this challenge?
I would have had a lot of fun because I publicly speak quite a bit and I MC a lot of shows. So it's, you know, good to banter. There's an audience there to play with.
Right.
And you have to play with other girls.
Now, we're in season 10 of Drag Race, and a lot of the queens are really up on it, and branding is definitely a word that gets thrown around.
Branding is a part of our business now.
Right.
But you also have to learn to become a queen before you can brand your queen.
Ooh, well said. What would you say my brand is?
Fashion, high fashion, runway, kind of
I put the high in high fashion?
completely.
There you go. Let's talk about some of these performances. We'll start with Team Body, which is Cameron, Eureka, and Monet.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Cameron is the polar opposite of Eureka, but they really came together and made it work.
Yeah.
I like the fact that Cameron is shooting for a narrative of it's okay to be a masculine man and a fishy queen.
Right. All three of them were quite cohesive. It all went together. I found it to be very educational. I love that they used Bryce as the visual to put the body, the hips. So group 2 was Team Face, Asia, Monique, and Aquaria.
Monique, very great MC. I would like to go see her MC a drag show.
She was hysterical.
She was
I loved
hysterical.
it. Loved it.
Aquaria, I just kind of got lost in the mix. It was kind of fell flat for me a little bit with her, and I think she needed to do a lot more to stay above the rest.
Yeah.
Asia, stunning again. I didn't understand. It was kind of discombobulated. Just felt like They were individuals and not a team.
And last we have Team Hair, which consists of Blair, Vixen, and Cracker.
There was nothing to learn in that panel. Vixen was very excited that they'd all worked together before, but it went south real fast because they had no direction.
And there was that moment when Cracker, her jokes were going shady.
You're working together, roast each other,
Yeah.
don't be shady to each other.
Out of this entire group, who were you most impressed with, and whose t-shirt do you want to buy?
I would really like to see Cameron win this one. Just because he's been quiet through the past episodes, I finally see Cameron. I'm seeing the queen she is.
Now, my choice would be Monet Exchange. I think that she did a really fantastic job, and you can really see the personality that is Monet Exchange.
She's funny, and
Yeah.
she's lighthearted, and that's what I really like about Monet.
Let's go right into the runway,
Yes, my favorite part.
baby! And the challenge was hats incredible. I love hats. Let's talk about some of our favorite moments in the runway.
Cameron Michaels' hat was the best. I think she's living her fantasy as a comic book superhero. She loves it. That's her thing. Like, she's a geek, which makes her even more sexy.
Yeah,
You're a
charming.
geek and hot and a queen. Like, you can ask for more.
Yeah.
I loved Eureka's look. I felt like I would like to see a pump on it instead of a boot, but that's just me. But it looked amazing. Her hat was killer.
Eureka looked impeccable to me. She looked like some sort of weird, like, fancy Zorro.
Monet Exchange, super color, super fierce, confident. She was there. She was in it. You could tell that they were strong as a team and strong individually on that runway.
Right. I really loved Aquaria's.
Oh.
Yes.
An Alice in Wonderland, kind of like on acid. It was crazy.
Yeah.
And she had the attitude with the cane, and I like that.
Let's talk about Asia, honey.
Oh, honey.
I recognize that lamp from a catalog somewhere. And I probably
some-
have, but it's brilliant.
Yeah.
I thought.
It was epic. And she was walking and everything was bouncing and it was moving and it was real like Avatar tea.
Yeah.
I liked that. It was cute. I think that I really disliked the Vixens. It could have been executed a little bit more.
Yeah.
It was really creative, but when you're on RuPaul's Drag Race, you have to be careful with homemade stuff.
Because it might look homemade.
Because it might look homemade. I was not a huge fan of Miss Crackers either.
I wish that was larger. I think it just was like, okay.
Thought the dress was stunning, but then it was just kind of this like little thing of hair, this little hat of hair. Unfortunately, Blair St. Clair was also not a favorite. That whole team didn't do good on the runway, and they did not do good in the challenge, which sucks.
So Eureka wins it all.
Yes.
She was the winner of the audience poll as a favorite. The judges loved her, and she did a fantastic job and won the whole thing.
2 weeks in a row now.
2 weeks in a row. If I was the other girls, I might be shaking in my shoes a little bit.
Especially the girls that have thrown her under the bus in the past episodes, because when you're friends with someone, it's still a competition, but when you're an active enemy of the person and you clearly have tried to throw them under the bus by putting her with a girl that she does not get along with, people remember.
And the bottom two this week are Vixen and dear Blair St. Clair. Do you think that was fair?
I do think that was a really good judgment call. I think that they both deserve to be in the bottom, and I think they knew that.
You are an expert at this. Let's talk about the lip sync for your life.
Lip syncing against a friend really sucks. I can attest to that. I'm sure you can attest to that.
And Blair, during the entire number, seemed like she was pleading for them to keep her on.
Well, maybe she should have, instead of pleading, she should have learned her words.
Ooh.
Because it looked a little like watermelon-y.
I am drenched in tea. I should have worn a rain slicker.
Clearly the Vixen was so at ease with the lyrics. She was doing other things.
Yeah. Maybe it was Blair's age that was a disadvantage because I think every queen should know that song.
Well, I don't think that you should blame age for not knowing a song.
That's what I mean.
There's no excuse for that. I think that Vixen was playing with the bait because she knew it so well. She was dancing circles around her, literally.
Literally
And
circles.
making
Wearing
her-
circles.
Wearing circles, making her nervous.
Yes.
I think there was a little bit of like, I'm gonna get you.
It was like the snake and the rabbit.
Oh, yes.
Oh, damn. Well, Blair St. Clair gets sent home.
Yeah, Blair St. Clair, she ain't there.
I had kind of high hopes. I wanted to see a Broadway girl do a little bit more, so I don't know. And she was adorable. Now, as someone who, again, freshly came off of a competition, what important advice would you give to these queens?
All you can say is be yourself.
Yep.
Whether people love you or hate you, just do you. And just because you don't do good in Drag Race or in the episode doesn't make you a bad queen. Blair St. Clair and all the girls that have went before her are not bad queens. They just happen to not do a good job
on a challenge. Yeah. Out of all of these girls, who is your pick? Who do you have your eyes set on?
It's too hard right now because Monet Exchange is amazing. Eureka is amazing. Miss Cracker has been in the top a lot. But then there is Cameron, who is coming up slowly and quietly like a shark.
Yeah.
I think that Monique Hart has a lot of passion. The Vixen, she wants this so bad. Like it's too hard. It's too hard to tell.
Definitely, I would love to see Monet Exchange and
She's a given.
Monique really do a lot better, and again Cameron too. So yeah, they're all fantastic. It's really hard to tell. Thank you so much, Morgan, for coming. It is always a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you for having me. I just adore you, and I'll do anything for you.
I love you to pieces, and I want to thank every single one of you who have tuned in this week to The Pit Stop. We'll see you next week. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Hey, squirrel friend! When one video ends, just open up another one. It's called binge viewing. Go ahead. I support you.